Right. Yep, we are started. So welcome, Nevis, correct?
Correct. Yes. Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Um, I'm so excited about our conversation. Because one of the things that really drew me to you at the start was you work with one for yourself, and then I think with your clients, like this um, the multi-passion interests, and even like career one, and then where do you move forward with career two, and everything, which has been kind of my life. And even with my own business, I have a lot of different interests, and how do you put them all together? So I'm really excited to have you here, and kind of learn about your own journey, because I know you had especially as a woman, a very different career path for your career. So
Yeah.
please introduce yourself.
Well, thank you for introducing me. I think you've said already the essence, the most important part. Um, I my story goes from navigating the seas, studying philosophy, to ending up coaching, actually. But this is what happens, when you are following actually your heart without having any expectations or having, some strict uh, goals that you need to achieve, actually. When you're just having fun, then kind of life takes you where you're supposed to be. And so, yes, now I work with multi-passionate women. I mean, I love working with multi-passionate women. Not all of them are multi-passionate. But I found it interesting because I didn't know I'm multi-passionate. You have all these hobbies and you have all this interest and you do all this stuff all your life and you see that the other people are not like that. But still you don't consider yourself multi-passionate because this is normal for you, no?
Yeah. And so you start to try to explain all the things that you do, and people are like, how does that and that go together? Because I was just going to ask you, like, philosophy to navigating the sea. And like, did you actually, like, were you a captain of a ship? Like, what do you, like, what does that mean, like, navigating the seas?
No, I was in a management position in one corporation. So not the captain, not as a professional, let's say, seaman. I was more like somebody who was running. I was running the casino actually.
Okay.
So because uh, passenger cruise ship, it's like a little town where you find everything. So then different people are running obviously different departments, and I was in a role of manager over there.
Very, very interesting. And that really kind of sets you up, I think, even for like the coaching, because you to really manage anything, you've got to be able to coach as well, and help people, like, where they need to be. And sometimes they're resistant to be there, so you've got to coach them to get to where you want them to be, for the greatest impact for the community, for the organization. Just as, like, coaching somebody, you don't necessarily have the end destination in mind unless they've said, like, I want to get here, and you're helping them to get there. But it's that kind of same thing. So how did, like, philosophy help you, and how does it help you with coaching?
Well, it's a part of my nature actually, because whatever I do, I dive deep.
Mm.
So this is where philosophy comes and actually it translates in everything that I do in my life somehow, especially in my spiritual path now, because now after, having many more possibilities, not being at sea, philosophy it's coming big time back into my life on my spiritual path, on how I understand life, how I understand people, how I understand how we as a humans function, what is driving us, and what is life itself, no? Why we are here at the end of the day.
Mm. I like that. That's beautiful. Um, and I think I always find, like there were things when I was younger that like I was interested in, and then, you know, life took me in a different direction. And now like on the spiritual journey, and entrepreneurial journey, like things have come back around. And even like looking at, shows that I used to like as a child, like I used to love Quantum Leap. And so like that quantum energy and the um, quantum physics and all the stuff that was like involved in the concept of that show. And so it's like, it's interesting how those things that we're interested in as children equate to things that we do as adults, even if it's like
Yeah,
an immediate thing. So I'm always interested when other people have that same thing of like, I started here and then went here and then like here I am and this thing is showing back up again.
yeah, this life wisdom, actually, I would say, because as children, we know very well who we are and what we want. And then they tell us, no, 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 that doesn't work. You need to do like this. And of course, we listen because we trust them. We want to earn their love. There are many different reasons why. And for some works, for some don't, because some start to ask the questions, some start to ask for deeper meaning. And then actually we are back to point A, because we are who we are, and that's why we came here. And it's actually beautiful. It sometimes feels like, oh, I've spent all my life doing something else and now I'm back to point A. But no, because if you look carefully, each part of this loop that you made served for something. There is a reason why you made this loop. So it's not like there were bad people and they tell you to do that and now you wasted all your life. No, no, no. It all had a purpose. I can find in each part of my life actually benefits. And then, even though it's a loop, we are constantly looping in our life. But this loop, it's always higher, higher. And even when we come back to the same obstacles, they are not anymore at the same level. We are working seemingly on the same topic, but from a higher level. We are going deeper again. We're back to this deep dive.
And I think that like, I think it's changing and I hope it's changing, but I've noticed in my own path, like, there's a lot of healers who, um, and even coaches, like they keep things at like that, almost like a surface level. And so like, kind of going back to that concept of looping, like we're not ever really healing because the wound is so much deeper, or the meaning, the thing that you need is so much deeper. And they're so worried about like the time, that they don't look at like who is this person in front of me, and where do they need to go. And an example with some of the stuff that I do and that I've had done to me, like what is the emotion? Like what emotions are you feeling? And there's like that surface, like I know these levels, and those healers then like they move you forward, and it's like, wait a minute, like there's deeper stuff. Like you need somebody who is willing to give you that moment to dive deeper, like what's underneath those things. And so, I love that, there's other people like me who want to dive deep, because they know that's where the juice is, the things that will unpack everything. So, like, how do you help your clients dive deep?
I use mainly intuitive coaching, which I combining with the regular coaching. But with diving deep in the coaching, I think it's purposeful only as much as the client can take at the moment, as much as it serves her at the moment. Because the purpose of coaching and even of our life, it's not just, digging one wound entire life. It's just open a little gift that it's hidden behind this wound, and then use this gift and share this gift. And then something else will come, and then we will work on something else, and so on and so on. So working on blockages and stuff that's on your way to living your full potential. And of course, there are things coming up, and there's always something to work on. But as long as we can live our happy life, unless we are on a spiritual path and really want to, finish the great work, there is no need to go too much, too deep, you know.
Yeah. Well, I always
It,
look at it as like when you're doing, so I also have a background in massage therapy. And so like when you're doing a stretch or you're working with the muscle, there's like the first layer of resistance, which is the surface. And it says, ooh, nope. And you know that's like if I just sit with it or, go a little bit deeper, that movement is there. And then there's like that hard stop of like, nope, this is as far as we're going today. And and that's for like understanding the energy behind things, and to feel like there's a little bit more there that I just need to give them the space to go there, and then feeling that, oh, okay, that resistance, whatever is behind that is for another session. um
yeah, absolutely. I love this comparison that you take, and it's so you can imagine it, exactly how you work the layers. That's a beautiful comparison.
um so with some of the work that you do, um how do you help people? Is it more specifically like helping people to get to the next kind of layer in their career or professional life, or is it more about like, okay, you have this passion and this passion and this passion, and how do you create your next career with that, like, pulling in all these things, like what type of things do you do with your clients?
Actually, both, because it could be entrepreneur already, somewhere at the beginning, and trying to incorporate all her passions somehow because she just cannot resist. Or I like very much to work with career change, actually. Being myself through a big transition, this is a big thing for me. And I'm trying to inspire women who are still professionals and are ambitious and are looking for something more to, I call it inner magic coaching, actually, because kind of we are waking up this inner magic that once upon a time was there and it was shining and then was forgotten, and then now we need to reawaken again this light in a person, because there are so many professionals who are living successful life on a paper but actually not being fulfilled. So this is a big thing for me as well.
Yeah, yeah, I think we all kind of hit that, in that stage of like, we're going after the things that, like we should want, whether it's family, whether it's the career title, or the just career in general. And then, and I think sometimes, like I've heard like different things where it's like, you know, once your basic needs are met, which is like that pursuit gives you that, it gives you the stable home, it gives you the stable money. And then, you know, once you've reached that level, it's like, oh, I'm not fulfilled. There's something more. And I remember like even early in my on my career path, you know, because you know my professional career is in technical writing. So it's like, you know, I sit behind a computer and I, you know, write instructions on how to use software, you know, whatever. Um, and there was no interaction with clients. There was no, I, I couldn't see how what I was doing was having an impact on people. And so I think, you know, that's really important too, of like, you know, does our work have meaning?
Yeah, because this giving energy, actually, as much as we give, we get twice more back. So this is very, very important. Sharing is very important. At the end of the day, we came here to share. We came to this game to learn love and compassion and sharing. So yeah, while this is fine, absolutely fine to have a successful career, and at some point of life, this is fulfilling. But then, if there is this part of life when it stops being fulfilling, then we shouldn't really neglect this call, because the change will come anyway. I mean, we didn't come here to sit and be on the same level all the time. The constant change, the constant learning, constant progression, it's necessary. So why not respond on this call once we get it, rather than waiting for health issues, uh, getting fired, losing family, or whatever could be the consequence.
Yeah. And I think we both, when we talked the other day, we kind of like both of us in our careers of, you know, pushing in the direction that we thought we should go. We both hit that health crisis and kind of had to like stop it and like figure out where do we go from here.
Yeah, because if you don't respond, you're gonna get hit stronger and stronger and stronger until you don't understand. Yeah. And so health, it's one thing that you're hit quite strong. So it's you cannot ignore it. It's there. And sometimes it remains for life, you know, and then you start to question yourself, okay, who is all this for?
Hmm. Yep. For me, that was as I was starting my recovery from my health crisis. You know, that's when I went to massage school and I was like, you know, I need to do something, you know, that had been a passion and a thing that I had wanted to do for many years because some of the martial arts instructors I had did like traditional Chinese medicine type things and massage. So, but I was so focused on, you know, career and, you know, having fun that it was like I knew at that point I wasn't going to give myself the space to do it. And then life was just like, we're going to slow you down and we're going to put you into a different direction. If you're not going to do it yourself, we're going to do it for you. Um, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like hindsight is 2020. So like while you're going through this, you're like, why? And then life says, this is why. So, did you?
Yes, and the interesting thing you mentioned is slowing down, which is very important actually, because when we are in this mood, doing in male, predominantly male business world, we are taught we should do, we forget to feel, and sometimes to the point that we really don't feel. We don't feel emotions. We don't feel health issues until it's really come to the alarming point already. And this stopping, it's really crucial. And it's crucial even later on when we are already entrepreneurs, because it's like, I like to compare it with pulling the arrow. Yeah. You have to pull back in order to be able to perform at your peak. So this is another very important area that I also had a couple of clients working with, because women, somehow many women, they don't allow themselves to stop, to rest, not even 30 minutes per day, which is like minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes even if they do, they feel guilty. So yeah, that's a big one actually.
Yeah. And do you have any thoughts, like, after working with your clients and stuff, like how do we change that? Are you seeing a change, from like our generation that was kind of still in that masculine do all the time to like how do we help the next generation not go down that path and not, and hopefully avoid some of those like health issues that, if it if you took care of yourself, if you listened to your body, your intuition, you can avoid some of this stuff. Like, so that's a two-part question of like, do you see things changing? And then like, how can we help the next generation change?
I'm happy to say that I big time see the things changing. Actually, the entire new generation, it's brought differently. It's different vibration. It's this collective egregore. It's completely different, and they don't take too much of things they don't really like or they don't support. They don't agree. We were taught that we get a job and we stay in the same job the entire life. They don't. They stay for a couple of months, they don't like it, they go. And this is excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that young people today are really great, and they're doing it the right way, and they're questioning things. There are so many informations available on the internet, and they understand the importance of living with the nature, preserving the nature, living a healthy life. Uh, Even if in some busy and stressful environment, what I would suggest is, whenever you, first of all, having a morning routine.
Mm.
Don't leave your house without first centering yourself, because everything you see or live during the day, it's actually you. It's representation of how you are. Yeah. You know this feeling when you wake up in the morning and you feel great and all day goes great. Oh, it's not because this day was just accidentally all good because you wake up good. No, it's the other way around. Here, you are good, so you make different choices. You differently approach people and situations and make different decisions, which lead you in this flow, let's say. So morning routine, very, very important thing. And then whenever in a stressful situation, when you feel this stress, remove yourself from the situation. I think everyone can excuse himself, say, I need to go to the bathroom, sit down 1, 2, 3 minutes, just center yourself, breathe deep until you feel that you are connected back, and then say a positive affirmation, whatever will serve you in this particular situation to resolve. Probably it's some important decision to be done. This is usually what makes stressful situation. So this will help you make a correct decision. But what, from my experience, many times, by the time you come back, the situation it's already gone. It's already resolved by itself, you know. So you change your energy, and somehow everything around you changes. So this is This works magic.
Yes, I highly agree with that. Um, I do want to ask a question though, because you talked about like this younger generation, they may be in a job for 4 months and then leave, which is, great if it's a really toxic environment. Um, but there's also that do you see on the other side of that, um, somebody who is running from themselves, and not, because sometimes it's like we can change jobs, but if we're not changing something within ourselves, we choose or create the same situation in different locations. So like where's that balance between saying this isn't working for me, I'm going to leave, and what's the lesson here to learn so that I can either change this place and make it what I want it to be, or be able to leave and not bring that energy with me, as I move forward.
Yeah, we have to be present in everyday life. And this is what for serves these morning rituals and these daily checkup points or centering points. So we are present. We are always us, regardless of what the environment is. And then if we live like that, if we follow our heart on what is the next thing I should be pursuing now, what I should be doing next, if we are that present, then we will notice these patterns. And naturally, we will ask ourselves question, okay, why do I always attract the same situations? Why my boss is always, I don't know, something. Why my boyfriend, it's always, because there are these patterns that are repeating. And when it starts repeating, obviously it's not them, it's us. Because whatever we encounter, as I said at the beginning, it's just a mirror of who we are and what's happening within us. So we cannot change people around us. We can change the job, but as you said, if we don't change ourselves, it will be just a different day, the same story, or different job, the same boss.
Yeah. Do you think that like the younger generation, because our generation, so like, their mothers and aunts and, depending on like age, grandmothers, like because like I feel like our generation is kind of the first generation who really has started to do the deep healing work. Like, our mothers and grandmothers may have done a little bit, but through our generation and the generation kind of behind us, um, there's more different types of healing and more coaching and more things to bring that healing. So do you think that, there's a little bit less trauma in some of the younger generation? Or do you feel that like they have tools that we didn't have so that, they can be a little bit more cognizant? Because like you can go through a morning ritual, but if you don't know that there's trauma or there's a wounding, you may not see you may not see the reflection in the mirror. You may just see that, like things are happening to me. So, um, like what have you noticed with that?
It's hard to say because I didn't really do a professional research. So whatever I'm going to say now, let's say it's just my opinion. Uh, I think that younger generations are actually even more under the stress than we were, that expectations are greater, especially because with internet and social media, people tend to compare themselves with the others rather than actually comparing themselves with themselves a year ago.
Mhm.
Uh, so they're getting into incorrect conclusions that success is just this tip of the bird that is visible on a social media because they don't know how many years before certain person was actually working on something to become what it show visible now on social media. But also, I believe that they are, um, uh, let's say, made of different material than we are. And they can do all this and they can manage all these things. I think they're because the world itself became more open-minded. Spirituality it's much more present, and it's not anymore something that you can be burned for, like witches in previous years, last century. Uh, so we don't know what the challenges will be or what challenges they are facing, but certainly we can all benefit from working on ourselves, being who we truly are, and sharing this love with the others. This is all I can say because it's really a broad question, broad material. There are so many different examples, and what I say now could be right for some, but wrong for the other. It's really hard to give a generic answer.
Mm, that's true. Um, I do I do hope that like all the work that, we've been doing and that like we're helping our clients to do, um, like will help them help their children find their path faster than we did and learn to love and accept themselves. Because I know for myself it's definitely been that journey, and there's been times where I've been like more sure of myself than others, but um there like I do hope like I see my friends, and I see clients who, as they've done the healing, I see them talking to their children differently.
Absolutely, yeah.
So hopefully, that's like the tipping point, like the more that you know we heal and the more that like we talk to the next generation differently, there'll be that tipping effect, and then all of a sudden it'll be a snowball, and things will be better. um
I absolutely believe in that because a positive energy it's spreading exponentially fast. For example, if I'm in a good mood, I will, and it's very contagious. Energy itself, it's very contagious. Yeah. So you will be in a good mood talking to me, but then you will infect two other people and these four other people, while bad mood it's not spreading so exponentially, it's going one on one.
mhm.
So we're always in having advancement, so advanced. So I absolutely believe in that, and every little good deed that you do during a day, you never know where it's going to finish and where this ripple is going to go. You might say just being nice to someone, say nice, something simple and nice word, maybe just good morning to someone who was in a bad mood. And because now this person is in a good mood, it's going to go home and it's going to be good with his or her partner. And then they're going to conceive a child, and then new doctor will be born. And you never know how far this goes. So this is just a beautiful story,
Yeah, I
how
love.
everything is connected.
Yeah. And I love that like what you were saying about the bad mood usually just stays contained between those two people. And I know from personal experience, you know if I'm in a good mood and I'm around somebody who isn't, like I can if the interaction with them is short, I can continue to hold that space, that my own energy, my own positivity, and either like help shift things or even just be able to walk away and know that I'm still here. But it is hard, like, and I think this is like the challenge, when we're around family during the holidays, since we're getting, close to Christmas, like it can be really challenging. You've done all this work on yourself and you're feeling good and you're holding that energy and day one, you're doing it all right. Everything's good and you're like able to deflect whatever's coming at you. And then day two, it's like it's a little bit harder to deflect. And then like the longer you're there, you're like, oh my God, like all that work I've done is gone. And it's like
And staying with your parents has another factor as well, especially if you're going to house where you've grown up. Because in this house, there is still your energy, your imprint when you were adolescent.
mm,
And going there, you just pick up the same frequency. And all of a sudden, you are the same adolescent. You are rebellious, and you, I don't know, answer back. So there's also this thing that we need to pay attention to. And maybe a little bit clear the energy in a space would help now coming closer to holidays. Another thing to be done, yeah, if you're going back to your parents' house, yeah, clear up the energy in your
yeah,
room where you was growing up.
yeah, that's a good point and a good suggestion. Now I know that you help clients with that as well because like you have the practical coaching aspect, and then I know when we talk, like you help clients and yourself like clear blockages in the seven main body chakra systems. Um, you know, so talk a little bit about that and like how you use that to help your clients.
I don't use it much. I use it in situations when the client cannot reach the answer, or for example, when it's just one session, because in one session you cannot get the results really with the traditional coaching. But you can do with intuitive coaching combined with energy work with chakras, because our body always knows the answer. So in this case, we would work with the closed eyes, talking and feeling where in the body we actually feeling what we are talking. And this way, discovering where the blockage is, clearing this chakra area, clearing the blockages, balancing chakras, and then opening for whatever the obstacle was. This way I use it in a coaching, yes. And sometimes advising clients to do work between the sessions. Actually, I do this quite often. Because people need a lot of energy work. I mean, everyone needs. I do my energy work every day. I have my I spend 2 hours per day actually working with myself. So we need to take care of our energy, clear our energy, because as I said earlier, energy is very contagious. And even if we don't want, just energy sticks to us, even through the screen, even just watching TV, all the things that we see on TV all sticks to us. So we need to clear this energy and we need to fill up ourselves with the energy, especially in our world, entrepreneurship world, because what is entrepreneurship? It's actually only 20% this doing we were talking about earlier. It's 80% work on ourselves, aligning ourselves with certain energies, being in alignment, what we talk, what we do, even when writing a simple post on social media, you can feel the energy, even though you might not know the person, but you feel the energy when reading something on Facebook or Instagram. Or so yeah, I always advise clients to do energy work. Um, if nothing, then grounding, because we they usually need a lot of grounding. We are always somewhere in our head. We are always fantasizing something, our ego playing games with us while actually having no clue what we actually need.
I'm keeping you safe. Are you really?
Yeah, exactly. Stay there, don't move, you're safe, you are alive.
Um, do you find that like certain types of people like absorb energy more? Like I do human design, gene keys kind of stuff, and I find that like my friends who are projectors seem to like because they pick up on energy um I think faster than some of the other like types. Um, and it just seems to stick to them. Like, so if they don't have that routine of like, how do I get other people's energy off of me? Um, like I see them just getting bogged down, and then like it infuses like their animals or other things around them because like they don't even realize at first like it's not your energy. Just clear it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't realize. You said right to the point. I mean, I didn't do a research, so I cannot say there are certain types of people who are more receptive to energy or not. My personal belief is that we all are, just some of us don't notice, don't know, don't pay attention. They think, I don't know, I eat something or it's just not my day, and then don't pay attention to what actually is the cause of not feeling the way we would like to feel.
Yeah. And it definitely, I know for myself from like, again, my own personal experience, there's been times where it's like at the beginning stage of my spiritual journey, like going, days and weeks and months in that like things not working out to now it's like I know immediately, okay, there's something happening energetically and I need to clear. Like, just like it's that either I notice like little things just go wrong throughout the day and it's like, okay, they're like energetically I need to clear it. And the more that I do that, it's like as soon as like one thing happens, because like there's stuff, it's like, oh, like I tripped and it's, I just tripped. And then there's an energy behind it and you're like, oh no, we gotta clear this. And it's like as soon as I do, everything shifts.
Absolutely. And there is another perspective to that, that sometimes we just enjoy feeling pity for them, for ourselves. We just enjoy watching TV, eating our ice cream and feeling bad. So we need to recognize and honor those moments as well. Just be aware that, okay, now it's my, I'm not going to clear because I just want to feel, you know, I want to do nothing.
Mhm.
And that's fine as well. Just it's important to be aware of those moments and then to know when you're ready, or maybe next day you're ready. Just wake up, clear your energy, fill up yourself with positive energy, and off you go. It
Yeah,
might be just your body telling you that you need a little bit of rest.
yeah. That was like another lesson that, I learned for myself through human design. I have this one gate in um, my conscious earth. And it's gate 55, which is about the spirit. And, it says in the description, like, there's a melancholy that comes with this and that you'll hit stages and of depression. And, you just have to allow yourself to like sit in that energy, because what it is it's a it's a period of time where all the information, all the energy, all the things that you've taken in are,
Integrating.
yeah, they're gaining clarity. And so it's like, for the longest time, like until I really learned that, it was like, oh, I'm just depressed again. Things aren't going well. And, I would be in the heavy negative energy and think like, that I'm bad and wrong, and I can't keep my life together, kind of thing. Now it's like, oh, all right, whatever. Like, I just need to sit back and allow things to happen. And I know that once I come through this, like the insights that I have are going to be profound. Uh,
Yes.
and so, like, it is okay to sit in that energy. And I think it goes back to just everything that we've been talking about of, we are multi-passionate, multi-dimensional beings. And, to know ourselves, to know our cycles, how we loop, what we loop back to, and that it's all okay and it's all beautiful and it's all perfect.
Yeah. To trust.
Yeah. And then to ask for help when you need help.
Absolutely. Yeah. We nowadays you don't need to go alone through all these things. So this would be the main difference from our parents and grandparents generation now, that now if you want you can get all the support in the world, and I would highly suggest it because it saves time, it saves money, and you know unless you really like enjoy exploring on your own, this is fine as well. There are people like that as well. So but if we want, it's all available, and this is great.
Yeah. That's an interesting point, because like, I think like in our parents' generation, like looking at our generation of like, why are you getting help? Like, you should be able to do this yourself. To now, like looking at like, oh, you don't have a coach, or you don't have a healer that you work with. Like, it's more of like that opposite of like, why aren't you investing in yourself? Why aren't you
Yeah.
taking care of yourself and giving yourself the advantage that you need?
Yes, because if you are not good, then nothing around you will be good. I mean, it's you name it nicely. It's an investment, but it's not optional. You either do it yourself or you ask for help, but you do it
Mhm.
because otherwise you're gonna stay behind.
Yep. And that is, like from that spiritual, like the and I'm sure butcher the word, but the for location of like the kind of the splitting of the earth, like energetically and stuff, where it's like, it's the people who have been, on the spiritual path doing the healing work, and those who are choosing to stay in the old energy. Like we will coexist, but we're going to be living very different lives.
Yeah, there are different opinions on that, and some of them say that it's gonna just split in two. The world is just gonna split in two. So we will see. We don't know. But what I would say, again, just you working in yourself, this love and compassion you are radiating will be exponentially expanding around you. And, because there is there is very small percentage actually necessary to we get into this changing point. I think it's something like 2% or something, which is really very small percentage. So what we can do, we can work for ourselves and people around us, and actually that's enough. If everyone do that, then we have a happy world.
Yeah, and the more that because I think people think, oh, I've got to work on myself and the previous generation and the next generation, and it's like, no, all you have to do is focus on you, and through the ripple effect of you changing your energy, all those other generations are going to shift because they have to.
Yeah.
And it's the fact and it's the truth. So, you know, and I see that with a lot of healers. It's like, I've got to heal all these people. And it's like, all you have to do is heal yourself. Now, like if somebody's paying you for your help, that's different because you're helping them to help themselves. But like to like, do all this collective work. I've got to, heal this and I've got to heal this person, and they're not asking for that help. It's like you're not meant to take on, like, in the past we had to do that. But nowadays it's like all we have to do is heal ourselves and everything else will start to fall in place. And, all of a sudden the person who was against that kind of healing is all of a sudden open to the possibility.
Yes, I think that this global, I mean, it's as above, so below, and as within, so without. So thinking and working on yourself, you are actually working globally. So just this global thinking, I have to help all these people. It's remaining of the old-fashioned way of thinking.
And the ego.
Yeah, well, now we understand that it's the same thing. It's all the same. Yeah, actually, we can call it. I need to heal everyone, or I need to heal myself, but it's the same thing. No, just first seems as mission impossible, while the other one it's actually quite possible.
Yep. I love that. So tell us, tell people who are listening, like if they wanted to work with you, how do they get in touch with you and kind of dive just a little bit deeper into like the types of clients that you work with, like your ideal clients, so somebody knows like, oh yes, like she's the one who can help me, like she solves my problem. So can you tell all of that, and then I will put all of your links to everything in the comments on Facebook, and then in the description if somebody's watching this on YouTube.
Well, the best way to get in contact with me is just to simple book a discovery call so we can talk, we can get to know each other better and see if we are match to work together. As I said, I love working people in transitioning periods when they are going through some kind of change in their life, whether this is thinking about career change or in the middle of the career change or at starting entrepreneurship story. So obviously, as being a multi-passionate woman, struggling with niching down or authentic branding and stuff like that. So transitions are this people that I love to work with, who are searching for purpose, or they have so many interests that they cannot find this one, and they think they have to find one because they were told all their life that they have to find one. and then they're completely confused because they cannot pick one.
Yep.
Yeah, so this would be a woman that I love to work with. And also this Monday, what's the date? Friday. On Monday, I'm organizing the Monday Energy Spiral.
Mm.
It's a free event which supposed to give opportunity to people who are working with the energies to share their practices, to introduce themselves in front of the other people, and to people who would like to receive the energies as well. So just a safe space, no recording, 1 hour session with plus half an hour optional networking who would like to kind of share our energy, expand this positive energy we were talking about, you know. So we start the week on a right leg.
I love that. That's beautiful. So wonderful. I'll put all the links. Oh, do you have a website? Like, do you want to give what your website is verbally?
It's templumest.com. Um, I can give you the link in the chat.
I think I have all the links. I just like if you wanted to verbally tell people how to find you. Um,
Oh, yeah, it says Inner Magic Coaching for Multi-Passionate Women. It's Templum Est. This is something. This is the word that I invented, but actually means Temple of Isis,
oh, nice.
because Est it's old Egyptian name for Isis, and Isis it's my goddess of my purpose. So when I connected with my goddess, I got all these revealed all this what is my purpose and how I supposed to do that, and everything came to me. But that's another story for maybe some other time.
That'll be wonderful. Oh, a wonderful next conversation. Um, so thank you. Is there anything, any words of wisdom that you want to leave with people?
I feel so I'm not sure now if I can think of something very smart quickly. However, it was a pleasure to talk to you. I really enjoyed it, and I hope whoever was listening or will enjoy it the same as I did or more, and will find something interesting. I'm always open for questions. If for whatever reason somebody maybe would like to contact or chat about something, I'm very open and free for, talk and conversation and
Explore the multi passions that you have and
multi possibilities.
yes.
Yes, because even on this discovery call, sometimes discovery call itself can give you the insights that may open something for you. So I encourage who, if it resonates a little bit for you, and if you're thinking, should I do it,
Mm.
because there's nothing to lose.
Yeah. And I think it's, really important, like, if you're at that stage in your life where it's like there's something missing, like have that conversation. Because like don't sit in a career that you're unhappy with because you spent so much time getting to that point.
Energy.
Hmm.
Energy that you could use actually to create something beautiful.
Yep. Or even make shifts in, the career that you do have that just like infuses new life into what you're doing. It's like we don't have to be stuck. And I love that you're helping people to be unstuck wherever, like if they're just beginning their career or like, if they're in the middle of, in that kind of like midlife crisis of what am I doing here? I think we all need somebody to talk to and help us um, work through that because I know I definitely could have used someone like you in my 20s. So
Yeah, I could use myself as well.
my 20s, my 30s, my 40s.
Yeah.
So All right. Well, thank you so much. This was a wonderful conversation. And I'm so glad that you came here. Like, I feel better knowing that like there's other people who have that um, multi-passion and they're making it work. So like I can make it work as well and not feel like I'm at two different extremes of myself.
Yeah, running two different websites and two different Facebook pages. And yeah, I understand. Well, thank you, Megan, for having me. It was absolutely a pleasure for me. And
Yep.
yeah,
And if anyone has any questions, please post them in the comments and I'll make sure that they're answered and that like you know about them so you can answer them. So again, thank you very much and thank you everyone for listening. Have a wonderful day.